12 plays, 76 yards in 6 minutes and 37 seconds. Skylar Seawald scores from 11 yards out, and the Beatniggers lead 28-0. And now Jesus will kick it off. Looks like there's a different deep man for Fort Morgan. That's a freshman at Jared Bohm, and Harrison Chisholm, the head coach of the Mustangs, just trying to give his younger players some experience, since already with 5:21 to go, the game is out of hand.
You know, Jared Bohm, I heard, had a great game in the C-team game last night against Brush. He's a good athlete. They said he's really quick and a lot of agility.
The Beatniggers have had the football 4 times and scored all 4. And got enough to kick it off, and he squibs that kick, and it's fielded at the 45-yard line. I don't know if that was intentional. And it was pounced on by Ben Hokenadel at the 45-yard line. I don't know if the Mustang fans like that.
Heard a few boos out there after that one.
Yeah, because obviously you don't want to onside kick it to recover it with a 4-touchdown lead. So I don't know what the game plan was there, but nonetheless, the Mustangs have excellent field position at the 45-yard line, trailing 28-0 and looking for their first down. The lone setback is Matt Goto. Anderson in a shotgun. 2 receivers out to the left. Awaiting the snap. He's got the football. 2-step drop. Seth heaves it up the left sideline, and that was going to be broken up at the 29-yard line by Tanner Morrow. Out there for Fort Morgan was Jake Schneider, but it was well defended, and now a Beatdigger, and that's Eric Garcia, is on his back at around the 22-yard line. And now he's being assisted by Kyle Hefner. Might be an ankle issue here. 2nd down and 10, and Garcia more than likely is going to have to come out of the game. They called illegal
cramping up.
Yeah, they called illegal formation against Fort Morgan. The Beatdiggers do accept that penalty. I thought they declined it. Make it 2nd and 10. But it looks like it still says 1st down on the other side. So Joe Rosenbrock is asking head coach Randy Dreitz, what should we do? And they're going to accept the penalty. So it'll be 1st down and 15 off the illegal formation. 5:13 to go in the 2nd quarter. John Beltran with Dave Urich from Beatdigger Stadium. Brush leads Fort Morgan 28-0. 2 receivers put each side. Anderson in a shotgun. Awaiting the snap. He's got it. 2-step drop again. Here comes the pressure. He'll run out of it. Runs into a blocker. Back to his left, and he's down. It's going to be sacked. Back at around the 35-yard line. Skylar Seawald had the initial penetration, and Kyle Hefner cleaned it up. And that'll be a loss of 4 yards back to the 36, 2nd down and 19.
You know, they just kind of surrounded him. His pocket kind of collapsed. He tried to run up the middle and then run back outside. And by then there was just so many diggers over there was nowhere left for Aaron to go.
2nd down and 19 for the Mustangs. They've got 1 setback. Again, 2 receivers split each side. This time Anderson is under center. And on 2nd down, it's back to pass. Setting, throwing over the middle, passes, tipped up, and it's intercepted at around the 49-yard line. Off the deflection by Tanner Morrow. Looked like an excellent throw to the slanting Jake Schneider, but he didn't look it in. And Morrow dove and caught it off the deflection, and that is the 2nd turnover of the game.
I'll tell you what, Morrow made a great play on that. To get that interception, he had to have his hands underneath the ball and on the ground just to prevent the trap. But not only did he catch it, he popped up like he was going to run with it. Which he could do at the professional level, but certainly not at the amateur level. Rush has the football at midfield. The opening turnover really was on special teams when the ball was snapped off the helmet of Zach Carpenter. The Beatdiggers took over at the Mustang 9. They've still got plenty of time with 2 timeouts to go. 4:20 to go in the 2nd. Rush leading 28-0. 1st and 10 at the 50. 5th possession for the Beatdiggers. They've scored in the first 4. Garcia back to pass. Setting. He's got pressure. He's sacked. Back at the 46-yard line. Carpenter throws him down along with
Christian Menaz. It's a loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
You know, the Brush running backs they needed to make the blocks on those defensive ends as they came shooting in there on the outside. It seemed like they were getting ready to make the block, but Garcia felt the pressure, and then he stepped up into the pocket, and that caused the blockers to lose their angle, and that's what attributed to the sack.
Trevor Blake is in, and out of the game momentarily is Tanner Morrow. 2nd down and 13 for the 47. Beetdiggers on their own side of the field. There's the handoff. Big hole up the middle for Seawald. Inside the 40. He spins to around the Mustang 40-yard line before he's thrown down by Menaz. But it's a gain of 13 and a Beetdigger first down as Seawald went right up the gut.
69 yards on 7 carries, so almost a 10-yard average for Seawald. That's his game. He's done that ever since he was young. You know, he touches the football, it's always 7 to 10 yards.
The Beetdiggers have the football just inside the Mustang 40. 2 receivers split out each side. The lone setback is Connor Weiser. On 1st and 10 from the 40, Garcia with a hard count. Turns around, hands it off to Weiser running right inside the 30-yard line to the 29. He's got another first down as he held on to that football as he was being surrounded by Mustangs once he got to that marker. But it's a gain of 11 for Connor Weiser.
42 yards for him on 9 carries, so those big fullbacks are really chewing it up, accumulating over 100 yards between the two of them.
Well, they'll measure, but it looks like from here it's a first down. Northeastern Colorado's hometown savings and loan with locations in Brush and Fort Morgan is Equitable Savings and Loan. If he doesn't have the first down, it's going to be 2nd and inches, which sometimes is even a better play. You can really open up the playbook that much more.
Absolutely. A lot of times you see guys just go right down the field with the ball when they have that situation.
But he got it by the length of the football. 1st and 10 for the Beetdiggers at the Mustang 29. 3:11 to go before the break. The Beetdiggers holding a 28-0 lead. Getting a touchdown run and pass from Eric Garcia. And touchdown runs from Joe Rosenbrock and Skyler Seawald. Weiser and Rosenbrock are split in the backfield. From the 29 of Fort Morgan. Garcia to hand it off to Rosenbrock up the middle to the 25 and dives to the 23. Grabbed around the ankles by Brandon Hoffman. But it is a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
73 yards for Rosenbrock, and again, that was just that dive on the left side, so just a 25 dive straight ahead. He's received that play 3 times tonight, every time for over 10 yards. Well, close to 10 yards.
2nd down and 4 for the Mustang 23. Pablo Gil is split out to the right, Vince Albo to the left. Looks like the Beetdiggers, though, will run once again. And on 2nd and 4, Garcia, right side to Weiser, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and maybe got a yard thereafter. The Mustangs piled up on Connor Weiser. Jake Schneider threw his body in there, as did Ryan Probasco. He might have squeezed a yard out of that on the right side. Either way, it'll be 3rd and short. And it'll be 3rd and 3, a gain of 1 for the junior Connor Weiser.
That play is just a play that piggybacks with that dive where the fullback takes it off tackle when they kind of cross there in the backfield. But running behind Gaston Fernandez and Daniel Soto, Diggers are picking up a lot of yards.
3rd and 3 from the 22, a minute 42 to go before the break. Handoff right up the gut. First down to Seawald, to the 10, to the 5. He dives. Is he in? And he is just short of the end zone at around the 1. But it is a first down for Seawald. And it's going to be a gain of 20 yards for Seawald. He was tripped up at the last second.
89 yards now for Seawald on 8 carries. Again, that was that 30 series just to trap up the middle. And boy, he's just so, it's amazing for a guy that big that he's so elusive. But a lot of that's because the good fakes that Garcia and Rosenbrock are making.
The ball is just shy of the 2-yard line. Axon and I. 1st and goal. Garcia to hand it off left side, and Weiser's got nothing. He is taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Matt Godo with a penetration for Fort Morgan. As the clock reads a minute and 10 seconds, it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2.
They just kind of had him wrapped up there. That time it seemed like the Morgan defensive line got a pretty good surge
over here on the grandstand side, and they picked up a lot of ground, and Weiser just couldn't get his ball rolling.
If the Beet Diggers don't score on this play, they'll call timeout because now we're at 48 seconds to go before the break. They do lead by 4 scores, but they don't want to waste this opportunity. Just outside the 2-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Rosenbrock and Weiser in the backfield. And Garcia with a hard count gets the Mustangs moving. That'll move the ball closer on the offsides penalty.
This offensive line, they haven't jumped. A lot of times you see that high school football that you go on a hard count and you're hoping to get them to jump off sides, but one of your linemen moves. These guys have been very disciplined.
Oh, incredibly disciplined. You think they've been together at the varsity level for years.
Well, they've played side by side for years in this exact same offense, 5 or 6 years.
Well, Weiser is yet to score. So let's see if he gets the football. 2nd and goal from the 1. Another handoff, Rosenbrock right up the middle. He bulls his way into the end zone, and the Beet Diggers now lead 34-0. Joe Rosenbrock scores for the 2nd time in the game.
75 yards now for Joe. Again, it was just that dive over the left side, that time running behind Acosta and Bros. Those two guys making that hole.
Let's see if Jesus Cardenas can go 5 for 5 here with the extra point. This first half has taken a while, Dave, even though the Beet Diggers have just run the football primarily and thrown just one pass.
Keep having to set up for kickoffs.
There's the snap. It's down. The kick by Cardenas is low, and it is off to the right. Actually, a little bit off to the left. 25 seconds to go in the opening half. It's Brush 34, Fort Morgan nothing on 1010 KSRR and KSRR.com. The Beet Diggers used 8 plays, 50 yards in 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Preceding that drive was the Tanner Morrow interception. Joe Rosenbrock scored from 1 yard out, extra point no good. And Brush leads 34-0 with 25 seconds to go in the opening half. High, short kick. Fielded at the 23 by Jake Schneider, running to the 30. Check that. That was Martins. And he called for a fair catch, apparently, so he could not advance it. So James Martins fields it at the 23, and that's where the Mustangs will start. And I think that was Michael Fitzsimmons, actually. Either way, it's at the 23-yard line for Fort Morgan, and they have time for a couple of plays unless they just run the football here.
Yeah, I got to believe if you're in Fort Morgan shoes, you're just going to try to keep that ball in between the hash marks and try to take your time.
Fort Morgan does not have a first down in the opening half.
Morgan's in a power I now, so that's exactly what they're going to try to do, just run that ball straight ahead and take some time off the clock.
And there's a handoff right side and a strong run by Matt Godo across the 25 to the 30. The tackle was made by Trevor Blake and C.J. Kukas, a gain of 7. And that will be the end of the opening half with the score. Brush 34, Fort Morgan nothing. This is 1010 KSRR and KSRR.com.